What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel, Tennessee's okayest outdoorsman. This is going to be a new channel we brought to you here in 2021. Just a little background real quick. Hunted since about 10, 12 years old, somewhere there. So 20 plus years of running through the woods and learning and making mistakes and doing the things that make us better hunters. So basically I'm making this channel because I've got a few ideas as far as taking a few of my old friends that are just getting into it and do a little product reviews and stuff like that, and take you to a couple different states as we go on these different hunts this year. So it's going to be new places to us, and we kind of want to give you the real life experience. So first video I'm gonna drop for you here today, and again, welcome to the channel. Please like and subscribe, comment if you'd like something product reviewed or anything like that. Questions, comments, let me know down at the bottom. I'll get to it, and I'll do the best I can to get that product in my hand, review it. There's going to be plenty to do, so let's just jump right in. Here in Tennessee, we're about 29 days out from spring turkey season. That's everybody's favorite. So I'm going to give you, as a new turkey hunter, a top 10 list of what you need to do, what you need to be aware of, and kind of what I would do to get started out there. So first and foremost, license tags, permits, wherever you're at in your area, make sure that's covered. I know some states you can buy online, some's over the counter, some you have to apply for and you have to receive by mail. So if you do plan on doing a travel hunt, then make sure that you have that tag in your hand, or it's printed, or it's on your phone, or however you can get it. Second and foremost, pattern your gun before you go. We want to make the most ethical kill possible. And you know, you're going to have 4 or 5 different people with the same gun, different choke, different shot size, different opinions, and they're all going to just work well for them. So I think just what's best for you and what's most ethical, that's what you need to use. We like to pattern them 15, 20, 30, 40, and then really don't like to shoot them past 50, because if you're a good turkey hunter, obviously you shouldn't need to be shooting past 50 anyway. Not to say people that shoot past 50 are not good turkey hunters. I would just rather see you be good enough to get them in, call them in, get them close enough to make that ethical kill. Though I've seen them dropped well past 50 and just flop and not make another move. Like I said, I'm not saying anything against that, but I just would rather, get that skill, that call, and get them in there. So pattern your gun. That's going to be your second thing to have on your mind. So we've got our tags, we've got our permits, we've patterned our guns. Now we need to jump in. We need to study the hunting location. You can use Onyx, you can use Base Map, Hunt Stand, whatever you use, Google Maps. Any of those will kind of give you the idea of the topo of the location, show you where water sources are, food sources. So if you study these turkeys, then you're going to kind of figure out where they want to go and strut, or maybe you're new to it and you have no idea where they're going to strut. That's still going to give you an idea of the lay of the land before you go in, because as most of us do, we're going in the dark unless we've just hunted there before. And within studying those hunting locations, you need to make sure you have a backup plan. I know a lot of you out there probably hunt public land. I hunt a lot of public land. You want to make sure if you pull in, you got 4 or 5 cars there. Do the respectful thing and have a backup plan of where to go next. Now, I'm not saying if it's 5,000 acres and there's 4 cars, don't go in there. But definitely have a backup plan. That's very important, just in general, too, and respectful to all the other hunters. Check the weather to dress accordingly. if you're going to run in there and have short sleeves on or whatever, I'm not going to agree or disagree whether you have to have camo or you don't, or you need the best camo or you need this color or that color. But check the weather to dress accordingly, because you're going to want to spend some time. There's no way that you're going to go in there 15 minutes every time and kill a bird. You're going to walk. Make sure that when the weather calls for it, you've got the boots for walking, the streams to cross. Make sure you've got the right boots, the right camouflage, and dress accordingly. So that's number 4. Number 5, backup plan, dress accordingly. Number 6, you want to make sure to practice your calling. Not all calls sound the same. Not all's perfect. There's no one call that's right for any certain type of location. The only call that I would agree on that's right for time or weather is using a box call whenever it's windy or it's rainy or it's loud, that you really need to send that sound through a holler or across a field, and you really need to cut through some of that weather. But as far as that, make sure in practicing your calling you have the right gear for the weather. So that kind of brings us back and puts us forward here. But you want an all-weather striker or something of the sort, or maybe a laminate or a glass call. That's going to allow it when it gets wet to still operate, as well as a box call. And you can operate that in a mouth call as well. But just, it's by preference, by choice. You don't need anything fancy. Definitely some calls are made better than others. The quality and the sounds are all different. Different woods of different strikers sound different. But make sure you have that all-weather or that glass or that laminate, aluminum, whatever can work in that different weather condition, and just practice. Practice. Get it wet under your faucet, under a water hose, whatever you need to do. Practice with it wet. See how it sounds different, and kind of just get those low, soft sounds, get those high sounds, get those clucks, yelps, and purrs down. Alright, so let's move on. Once you've practiced calling, we've got the conditions, we've got our gun pattern, we've got our backup plan, just in case anything happens. Next thing we need to jump into, 7 and 8, kind of roll together. Make sure you've got yourself some snacks, you got some water, and most importantly, make sure you're carrying some TP or some wet wipes in a Ziploc bag, because we don't want to lose a sock, because then we've messed up our camouflage and our dress for the weather conditions, running around with one sock on. Been there, done that. Nothing embarrassing, but it will happen. Bug repellent, Thermacell, Promethrin's a real good one for ticks. We definitely don't want to lose our craving for red meat. Snake boots if you feel that's necessary, or you're going into some swampy areas that you're kind of concerned with. Definitely recommended. But I really like to recommend rubber boots at the very minimum. That's just my preference. Nothing against the people that have the Tide Rocky boots and stuff like that. I like the rubber boots because they're comfortable, they're easy, they're waterproof. You can stack layers if you need. Hopefully we don't, being spring. But I just like those as all around, because they do make snake-proof, waterproof. They make straps you can put on them. You can put snake guards over them if they ain't already. So I really do like rubber boots. So we've got everything together. We're geared out. We got snacks. We got our boots on. The important stuff. So the last 2 things that I want to talk to you about, these are the most important tips of the 10. Patience is what you're going to hear from people that's turkey hunted for 20, 30 years, 4 years. They're going to tell you, when you think you've set long enough, or you've lost sound of a bird, set about 30 more minutes. When that 30 minutes goes on, set you about 30 more minutes. There does come a point where you feel like it's lost and you need to get around on one, or if you feel them, so that's when you're practicing your calling and what to do and when to do, which we'll go on over in a later video, will come in handy. So maybe hit a crow call midday kind of locate him again. You can bust yourself with that. You can help yourself with that. There's no right or wrong way exactly when it comes to turkey hunting, for sure. Patience is key, and just remember their senses. Uh, so I guess along with that patience, last, they kind of run together there, is make sure that in studying your location and having all your gear ready, that you go and study the birds a little bit, kind of see where they want to be. Roosting birds, I highly recommend. I like to do that. Or if you hit that hoot owl, that crow call midday, mid-morning, depending on what you got, you can kind of locate where they're at. So if it's getting late, they're going up to roost, locate them. Patience, get with 100, 200 yards from them, set up on them, see if you can practice that calling and get them to come to you. Or you can do a run around, run a gun motion, run around on them, get in front of them, let them run into you. There's so many different things. So basically this top 10, this video, license, tags, permit, pattern your gun, study your locations, have a backup plan, check the weather and dress accordingly, practice your calling. Remember that not all calls are suitable for the condition. Water, snacks, and TP especially, a bug repellent, Promethean, Thermacell, whatever you prefer there. Roost your birds, study your birds, and have plenty of patience.